welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Lorianne and I'm so happy that you're here. But it truly is a welcome back for anybody who is a subscriber or a regular viewer of this channel, because I've been away for a minute. As I've said on here many times, as a full-time working mom of 2 toddlers, life sometimes just gets in the way. But I was filming content in October. I just never got any of it up for you guys because I was filming and then not loving the footage that I was getting, and I was like struggling creatively to figure out how to like make a coherent but also interesting video out of it. So I was just like, oh, forget it. Like if I don't love it, I don't want to put it out. I don't want to spend my time putting something together that I don't really care about, or that I don't think that you guys are going to care about. So I kind of scrapped it, and then so much time went by, more time than I meant. But it's now the holiday season and holiday content is really fun. And here we are. My office is already partially decorated for Christmas. It's the only room in the house that's partially decorated for Christmas because we host Thanksgiving. So I don't like to have any of the Christmas stuff out until like the day after Thanksgiving, or like Thanksgiving night when everybody leaves. It's fine to put all of that out. So this is the only room that gets a little bit of the Christmas treatment because nobody sees this room. And as much as I love the holiday season now that I'm an adult with kids, I really love the holidays more so now because my kids love the holidays and they get so excited, and seeing that kind of magic through their eyes just has like reignited this like love for Christmas. I loved it when I was little. I'm somebody who thrives on family traditions and things like that. I'm very sentimental, so like I love my family traditions. They mean a lot to me. And as I got older and life changed and people, you know, had other things going on, it kind of took away a lot of the family traditions that I grew up with that really are the things that made me love the holidays, and I ended up not loving the holidays so much. And then when you have a serious partner who you're spending the holidays with, you're trying to figure out how you're splitting your time between families and all of the gift giving and all of the everything. And the holidays ended up just being a time that felt really, really stressful for me. And I know that I'm not the only one who feels that way about the holidays. There are plenty of people who are like, oh, the holidays, like, yeah, nice on paper, but really, really stressful. And so I wanted this video to kind of be ways to help you avoid or reduce stress during the holiday season so that you can make the most of this time with your loved ones and your family. Now, as of today, the day that I am filming this, we are officially 47 days away from Christmas. This video is not going to go up until next week, so subtract a couple of days. So unfortunately, you are working on a little bit of a tight timeline for some of the things on this list, but I promise it's all still doable. It's just a tighter timeline. My first tip for avoiding or reducing stress for the holidays is to shop early. Ideally, have all of your shopping done by December 1st, or at the very least, the first week of December. Trust me, I've been one of those people who was still running out to the store literally the weekend before Christmas, fighting the crowds, fighting in the parking lots, trying to get in the store, get what I need, get out, or shop when I don't really know exactly what it is that I want for a specific person. And that could be, you know, just a mess all in of itself because you're just like up and down every aisle at the craziest time of year to be in the stores. So I like to get it done early so I don't have to deal with any of that. I like to do as much shopping online as possible so I don't have to deal with any of that. But sometimes it is nice to go into stores. But if you don't want to deal with the chaos of the crowds, definitely get it done early. Do all of that in November and have it done and out of the way as soon as possible. And super bonus points if you can get motivated to wrap it as early as possible too. If you're gonna be done with your shopping and wrapping like that first week of December, you are literally in like golden territory. The next thing I want to suggest is pre-planning your month or holiday season as early as you possibly can and buying all the tickets and sorting that all out ahead of time. Now, I used to very much be like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal, and I didn't really make plans and things would just pop into my mind and I'd be like, oh, why don't we try to do XYZ today? Or like, why don't we head to the city? That was all pre-children. Now that I have children, it's a lot harder to do things spontaneously, and when we're talking about buying tickets, it's a lot easier to buy 2 tickets when it's just you and your husband doing something rather than buying 4 tickets and getting seats all together if it's a seated thing or like whatever. A lot of things have time slots, and if you want like that perfect time slot, you got to do it early, otherwise all that's left over is at 9 o'clock and your kids are tired and grumpy at that point. So like you got to figure it all out fairly early when you have kids. So like mid-October or like the last week of October, I sit down with the December calendar and I kind of figure out what it is that we're gonna do. There are certain activities that don't change from year to year. Like there's always gonna be one night in December, either like a Friday or Saturday or whatever, that we're gonna bake cookies as a family. So like that exists. I know that's gonna get penciled in somewhere. We like to take a train. We did that last year, so it's gonna be like a new thing for us, but we like to take a train to the North Pole to see Santa. So I know we're gonna do that. So I just gotta figure out like where we want it, where we can pencil that in, what's left, you know, in terms of tickets and timing and all that stuff. And if I get it done early, then I know that we've secured all of the tickets and held our place for all of the things that I know we want to do. And I know that, you know, we have some exciting things to look forward to for the month leading up to Christmas. And so I just suggest getting that out of the way. I will also say, like, leave a couple of kind of open-ended days, whether those be on Sunday or whatever, or time slots in your planning for things that might pop up last minute. You never know when you're gonna get like a last minute holiday invite to a party that sounds fun to you, or like, for example, I had everything all planned out and then I got an email invitation for a birthday party for one of the kids in Josiah's class at school. So luckily it was on like a Sunday that I didn't have anything like concrete planned, and so we just penciled it in. This next one is important, especially for parents or people pleasers. Make sure you're taking some time this holiday season for yourself or for you and your partner to do something together. For me especially, I tend to focus so heavily on our kids during this time of year because I just want to create all the most amazing memories for them and I want to be a part of them. And it just brings me so much joy to be able to do that for them. But also by the end of it all, I am burnt out because I don't take any time for myself really. So don't do as I do. Take some time for yourself. You deserve to enjoy this time of year too, for yourself or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Make sure that you're doing that. Or, you know, go on a nice holiday date with your partner or a friend, like whatever, just so that you're enjoying a little bit of this season for yourself. The next one is a big one for everyone. Do not overcommit yourself. It's okay to say no or that you can't make it. You don't need an elaborate story on why you can't make it. It can just be, I'm sorry, unfortunately I can't make it that night. I have something going on. And the something that's going on could be you wanted to drink wine under a blanket and watch cheesy Hallmark holiday movies. And that was gonna be your you time, your special time to yourself this holiday season. That's okay, that's valid, and you're allowed to take that time for yourself. It doesn't have to be because you have tickets to go see the Nutcracker. It doesn't have to be a whole thing. It could just be because you don't wanna overdo it, you're tired, you're burnt out, or you don't wanna be tired or feel burnt out. It's okay to say no. Don't overcommit. This next one is absolutely guaranteed to bring stress into your life. And that's if you try to do it all while hosting something this holiday season. Now, I don't host Christmas or Christmas Eve, but I have been hosting Thanksgiving since pretty much the minute Mike and I got married. It's my favorite holiday and nothing tops Thanksgiving food. So I've picked up plenty of hosting tips over the years. And I like to do something that I recently dubbed hybrid hosting. And that is something that you've probably heard of or you've done, and I just gave it a cute little name. But that's mixing homemade things with things that are either store-bought, catered or ordered from a restaurant, and things that you have delegated that your family and friends or people attending your party will bring, right? Like we've all heard of potluck parties where everybody shows up and brings something, right? Now for Thanksgiving, I make an insane amount of dishes on my own, but there's absolutely always things that I delegate to other people. For example, Mike's mom makes an amazing like Greek salad or antipasto salad that she brings with her. It's delicious. Love that. My sister-in-law has like this broccoli recipe that is out of this world. She always brings that. I don't even want to try to recreate it. I only want hers. And nothing in the world tops my mother's baked macaroni and cheese. She's not even allowed in the house if she doesn't bring it. And I love my mom, but she can't come in if she doesn't have the mac and cheese with her. And even though it's only like maybe 4 or 5 things that are taken off my plate out of the kind of ridiculous spread that I like to put out, it still just takes a little bit of a weight off my shoulders. And I do enjoy making all the other things. But when we do host other things, I might split it down the middle, like half and half. I might get 2 trays of catered foods, and then I might make 2 things on the side, and I will outsource, you know, my husband takes care of all of the beverages and alcohol. That's his job. And somebody might bring dessert. I always like to do a charcuterie board, but to make my life simpler, I might buy all pre-sliced cheeses and pre-sliced like cured meats and stuff for the board, just to make my life a smidge easier. Also, typically if we're hosting like a big thing like Thanksgiving or like a big party, we typically have somebody come and clean the house beforehand to take that weight off of mine and my husband's shoulders as well. And I know for me personally, when hosting feels a little bit easier, I'm more inclined to want to do it more often, because I love hosting. I love having family and friends in our house, but sometimes the thought of everything you have to do before that, it deters me before I even invite anybody over. So if I can simplify it as much as possible, I'm more inclined to have our home filled with family and friends more often. Next one is to make your own family traditions. I talked about how much I love family traditions, how important they are to me, and how hard it was for me when I was like a teenager and young adult to let go of a lot of the family traditions that I had really loved throughout my life. And it took some time, but now that we have a family of our own, we've created some of our own family traditions. Like, we are usually with family in the evening on Christmas, so I don't make a Christmas dinner here. And so instead we do like a nice Christmas breakfast. Like I said before, we did the steam ride to the North Pole to see Santa last year, and the kids loved it so much that we're gonna do it this year, and probably every year until they get sick of it, or until, you know, they get sick of just making their mom happy and going. They'll be like 17 on it, and I'll be like, just make me happy and pretend that you still care about all of this. Making your own family traditions for me just brought back so much joy that I had lost in the holiday season previously, which just makes things feel a little bit more exciting and a little less stressful in general. But I think sometimes also holding on to older traditions that maybe are like, they're hanging on by a thread, right? Like, they involve other parts of your family, and maybe, you know, this person hasn't really made it in the last couple years because they have XYZ going on, or this person comes and they always complain about having to do it because it's whatever. Like, I think sometimes when we hold on to those old traditions and we try to make them happen every year, even though everybody else involved is kind of resisting, it can add stress to us, right? Because we're like the ones trying to hold it all together and keep it all together, and you're being kind of fought tooth and nail along the way. And that can stress you out in and of itself. So maybe if you have some things going on in your life that are older traditions that you're still holding on to, maybe it's time to just let them go and start some new ones. Next up, if there are like holiday norms as far as like activities or like kind of typical traditions that everybody does that you don't enjoy, let them go. Okay, let them go. If you hate baking Christmas cookies, you just don't like baking, it takes too long, your back hurts afterwards, it's just like, it's not it for you, then don't bake Christmas cookies, or get those little like Pillsbury ones that you just slice and they have the little tree. It could not be any simpler than those, or like the already like the cookie dough balls of chocolate chip that you just put in the oven. Don't spend your time making elaborate sugar cookies if you don't enjoy it. That's not gonna bring you joy, it's gonna do the exact opposite. You don't love the process of taking a Christmas card photo and ordering the cards and then sending them out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's absolutely nice to send and receive holiday cards during the holidays, but if you don't have the time and it's just gonna stress you out to do it, then just don't do it. My very last tip is not for this holiday season. It's too late for it this holiday season. It's for you to start on New Year's Day, and it'll absolutely make next year easier for you. And that is to figure out what your holiday budget is for the following year, and figure out how much you need to save, and come up with a savings plan for how you're gonna have that money, maybe by, you know, November 1st, so that you can do all your shopping early, get it out of the way, whatever. And when I say holiday budget, I mean for like all of the things. Include what it costs you to host if you host anything, include gift giving budget, and include, you know, holiday activity budget. That might involve looking back at your bank account, your credit card statements, your receipts, and coming up with kind of an idea of what you spent this year and what you anticipate to spend next year, and then just figure it out. If that's X amount of dollars, how much you need to save each week to have that by next holiday season. This just keeps you from having to stress out about money right before the holidays. The holidays are expensive, we all know that, so get that taken care of so that that is the furthest thing from your mind come the next year's holiday season. And that's it. Those are all my tips to help avoid or reduce stress around the holiday season. I hope you guys took something away from this. If you like this video, you can leave it a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, put them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos from me in the future. Bye.